Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Indigo here. That would be lit, right? I need an intro. I low-key been writing music, y'all, and not a musician, any way, shape, or form. When I was younger, I used to sing and dance in my room like I was on stage. And I literally had this memory of this one time I did it and I kicked my leg, and I had a wooden desk and I literally kicked straight under it and kicked my foot so fucking hard on that desk. I still remember the sound, like I can literally hear the sound of my foot hitting it because they had like chains in the fucking drawer and shit. That shit's funny. Like back in the day when fucking One Direction came out, oh my god. Guys, I love One Direction. I found them on YouTube before they got big, and I was like, I love this. I found Justin Bieber on YouTube before he got big too. When he was literally super small and he was singing that Common Denominator song. Oh my god, he did such a good job. Hey. But yeah, I don't know, that trip down memory lane, I feel like today has been me spending time and reconnecting with my inner child, or just honestly listening to my inner child, and also realizing that everything that I have just went through and am currently going through is literally me reclaiming, I was gonna say power over my inner child, but me reclaiming my inner child. Just showing up as that person that I always needed as a kid, and actually proactively being that person in my waking life, like standing up for myself, not taking shit from people, listening to my intuition and my ancestors and my guides in the divine to propel me to where it is that I want to go effortlessly, truthfully, because when I think about it, everything is better than it's ever been, even though this is the worst experience I've ever had. Like I just have a lot to be grateful for, even if the circumstances aren't exactly what I want them to be. Okay, and acknowledging that, and then also being a mom and being a Virgo is like perfection, and motherhood just does not exist. And I've just kind of accepted that. Like, I'm learning the balance between being a single parent and then also loving myself. Like, because I'm the type of person, like, I put people before myself, and that's typically how it's been. And I feel like that's how it's been for the collective. So I feel like the collective is just like learning how to prioritize self and also show up just as show up just as fully as you would for other people, for yourself. And learning how to just switch from out of the energies, because like I'm the type of person to go ghost forever because it's just like, oh, I can't this relationship, I can't like, and then come back like nothing ever happened. But yeah, I feel like all that is significant for my collective, just because I feel like if you're here, then you resonate with a really tough journey, because my journey has been really tough, and I haven't really shared much of everything with you guys because I'm working on something, and when I do share, I want it to be very fluent and not up for lawsuits. So you have to learn how to speak and tell our story, you know, in a professional way. And also healing requires you, I don't know, I feel like it requires me to heal fully before I can publicly speak about, you know, my situation and what it is that I've been through. And I feel like for everybody, we're in that area of coming out of some shit, learning a bunch of stuff about ourselves, putting it into play in our life, and then kind of sitting back and observing the journey from point A to point B, um, and just looking at everything in between that contributed and how it's it's brought us into who we are. So with healing, I feel like there comes a comfortability of being honest, and I feel like also in the community, some conversations aren't being had because a lot of people aren't comfortable to have those conversations, and they're not at that point in their healing journey, or just that maybe that point with their inner confidence, or just how they could feel, you know, cool to express themselves and their viewpoint of a situation, as the aggressor or the non-aggressor. And I feel like for karmics, it's usually that energy of, you know, not being able to take ownership for their actions, and continuously perpetuating a cycle because they're completely unaware of what it is that they need to do internally to be able to have that conversation. So if you feel like, you know, you wish you could have the conversation, or you want to have the conversation, and you know that the conversation isn't going to be a conversation, that's okay. Rejection is God's protection, baby. So have that conversation with yourself. Pros, cons, what you learn, lesson, how you're going to evolve the situation if you face it in the future, etc., etc., etc. And this is also helping our inner child, because I feel like a lot of people as children were always told things but never explained things. Not everybody, but I feel like if you're here, then this is most likely your story. You weren't really taught things. You use your intuitive abilities to gather information and know how to navigate certain situations with certain understandings, just about what you observed. So to be the person who can explain now a situation and what's going on, especially if you're a parent too, I don't know, it's layers on top of layers and layers of healing, and I just feel like it's doing the collective a lot of good. And that's just kind of where I'm at in my life, y'all. Like I'm using myself as an example, like I've said before in my videos. But we're reaching a new point in this journey where, you know, the mystery is not a mystery, all right? All the clues, all the signs are there. If you have an open enough mind, then you'll be able to understand what it is. You'll be able to know the answer to what the mystery is. Like I have had to find a way to get back to being blissful, even with all the information and understanding that I do have about the world and the truth of it. This has not been easy. And I'm a person who is very much so just kind of like in the wind, like still very responsible, like very aware and very alert, but it's almost like the awareness of what people were doing and what people were attempting adds an anxiety, whereas before when you didn't have proof and you weren't consciously aware, or you just weren't going through a situation, you didn't feel as intensely about it as you do now, because you're aware of what the feeling is, what it's tied to. So it's like power. You have to also acknowledge how powerful you truly are to go through everything that it is that you've been through and excel in your life. Um, like the odds definitely are stacked against a lot of us, but we always come out more improved. And I feel like for me, I've been fighting a spiritual battle my whole entire life, and just now realize like, what the fuck? That's why all this shit's been fucked up. Like, what? But then realizing like, oh, it's because of how powerful you are. Like, bitches are after you because you're powerful. Like, do you understand what that means? And I'm just like stuck on the bitches is after me part. And I'm like, oh wait, powerful. I have power. Let me figure out how my power actually works. So instead of being scared, I can be consciously prepared. And like it's beautiful. It's a beautiful process. So first card out is strength, y'all. Dignified. Okay, period. And I feel like this is the throne that our ego sits on and commands, not by taking action or saying anything, but the energy, the aura of it commands a type of respect. Like there's a strength within you that people who are fucking with you are fucking with you with groups of people. They're not fucking with you. They're not going toe to toe with you. So imagine that, and imagine you still being alive, you still succeeding, you still overcoming obstacles and challenges. It's like you earned this fucking spot here inside yourself, a comfortable spot for your fucking strength to sit on. Because it's like I've been carrying so much for everybody, not even consciously aware of it. Once I shed all the bullshit and I am what is it? Reintroduced? No, it doesn't have to be a re in it, right? As I'm introduced to myself once again. It is almost unbelievable because it's like, damn, the strength though. Didn't know how strong. A lot of us just really didn't know how strong we were. And when you understand the spiritual aspect of life, you really start to realize that there are so many things that you actually have to be very proud of yourself and very fucking grateful for. Okay. So, I'm also loving my hair today because it's messy and it's how I feel in the inside today. But like, chaotically, beautifully messy. It's like, this is nice. This is an organized, beautiful mess. Like, a bunch of flowers on the floor as opposed to a bunch of trash. Like, come on now. Anyways. Authority and community. So this is definitely giving me... You right? Ooh. She put some emphasis on that. Okay. I feel like this is you elevating in terms of authority. Like, I feel like you're elevating to this authority figure role. Also setting an example of good displays of authority and how you use your authority. This is giving me energy, like working with kids or just being like, if you're a manager of any kind and like younger people work for you, like you're essentially kind of a mentor. Like these people come to you for, yes, help with work, but I feel like in all my first jobs, we always talked about our problems with our bosses and they always gave us advice and helped us out with shit. Like I literally had somebody from my job come with me to get an ID. It took me fucking forever to get one fucking ID. And then I got my driver's license. It was super easy actually. But the authority is you and you're reaching heights to it. And I feel like you're building a community of people who now will have a different relationship with certain aspects of themselves. And I do feel like you're also teaching people strength, inner strength. Also, like that example, like, you know, like, you ever been like, damn, you know, you watch Animal Planet and you see you see the little baby turtle get snatched up and you're like, fuck, like, damn, like, I don't want to be a baby turtle, I want to be a shark. So I don't get eaten. Or I want to be a cuttlefish, something that lives at the bottom, not too many people eat me, I can hypnotize you and get away if need be, and I can eat pretty much by just having colors and being cute. Life, simple. Simple things. But yeah, this is definitely you being that authority figure role in your community, and I feel like you're building community, and this community is a special community because it's chosen to be led by you, and it's allowing you to come into who you actually are, like, in a safe space that you created. Like, the whole time you're looking for somewhere to be, and you create a space, and there you are. And then you meet other people who are authority figure roles like you, and you mingle and, yeah, root and sensitize. So I feel like you're building roots by using your emotion. Like, you're building roots by allowing yourself to actually be vulnerable. Okay? Because this is your strength. Your superpower is vulnerability. And I feel like it's getting you very far. Okay? It's getting you very, very, very far. Because I definitely haven't. A part of it is fear of being vulnerable. Yes. Okay? A part of it is just the need to not rehash the past, because I have a joy of forgetting things that have happened to me because it's how I deal with them. But it's like the time frame that I'm in, I'm remembering everything. So it's like I have to put that into something to then heal it properly, which is why a lot of people are scared to revisit their past and heal from certain things, because it would require them to relive the experience. And that does add anxiety and stress. So I do feel like for some people in the collective, my collective right now, I feel like you guys are experiencing that anxiety. It's because certain things are triggering you to remember certain things about your childhood, or even about your adult life, or just moments in time where you have felt very emotionally triggered. And it's making you reflect, and it's adding the anxiety. I know I did the Matt Rife fucking intuitive read. I was honestly really nervous to do that because I'm like, I feel so invasive. Like, I don't like being invasive, but I'm realizing that a lot of his anxiety probably comes from that alone, and also being in a whole different environment now as you are. It's like you feel pressure in a different sense. It's like, okay, I've accomplished my goal. I've gotten to where it is that I wanted to be, and I'm still propelling forward. But I also, you trying to figure out how to do that. That's funny. But I also now am realizing the inner work that I have to do. Sometimes that can be a lot to think about or take on when you're at the peak of your success, but awareness is key. And I definitely do believe that every person who goes into a contract, or even not a contract, into an industry, so to speak, like, you need to be tapped in spiritually, because that's where the biggest battle is being fought. And even I was like watching, whatever, okay, I'll stick to the reading. I'll come back. I'll do a video just talking to you guys and hanging out, because I like to talk and hang out, and I feel like I have a lot to share with you guys outside of this reading. But resources. So this is also the catalyst to having what you need to get to where it is that you need to be. Because even though in this picture you see all these coins and shit, it's like the apple with the dart And the flower also is very significant. And uh, I'm having memories of something, and it's nice because this is really giving me the energy of, people think of resources as just in a sense of money, and it's really not. Land, people who have gardens, free food, like people who make their own skincare products and can literally make you something that has love in it and give it to you. Um, the old way of existing, I feel like, is really coming back to reality, which kind of is making people like, you need money, of course, but the bargaining system within small businesses is so cool to me. Like, hey, you got this and I got this. Like, you want to trade, or like, you need this and I need this. You want to trade, blah blah blah. Like, I really enjoy that. Being a person who does resell items, that's cool as fuck to me, especially when it comes to clothes, because I do really love thrifting clothes. I think I love buying clothes from free people just because I fucking love free people. Like, I can't. Oh, y'all, I love it. I'm a fan. Okay, I love everything that they do. Um, it's the detail for me and the layers and the fabric, the threading. Okay, like, it's a lot, right? Anyways, so this sensitivity that you are using to build this community is really opening people up to new ways of existing and being, and also pulling people out of their shell, in the sense of, there's a lot of people who are running platforms and communities who are, we're all going through healing and shit like that. People still have places that are really traumatic to them. So being around people can be kind of like, like your guards up kind of energy. And if you still exist behind mental constructs that make you view things a certain way, you're truly not free. Like, we can read every text that we want to read, but in the simplest form, freedom without judgment, constriction, or confinement is the closest thing to God that you could be. Of course, there is structure and there needs to be a point of purpose and study, but when you follow that, everything else kind of comes. It just does what it does. Like, it just is what it is. Uh, so yeah, I feel like this is. I don't know. I feel like this is cute. I like this. So be proud of yourself, because I know I'm starting off with this while going through a bunch of shit, and I'm like, I'm like, wait, what am I doing here? Like, oh yeah, okay. So far, my brain has whatever. We're not even gonna get into it. Passion. So also, there's a lot of passion in the collective. Maybe you have passions that aren't agreeable or acceptable in society, and I feel like a lot of what I just said will help you free your concern when it comes to being judged. Um, there also is resources here for you to expand on your passion. So if you're a painter, you can get more paint, get more canvases. If you do epoxy, you can get more epoxy in different molds and start doing different stuff with your art, taking it to a new level. I feel like people are wanting to contribute to whatever it is that you're building because it really feeds their soul, especially if you speak. And you are actually an artist. I feel like this is yeah. I feel like even if your art is like music and people actually get a chance to talk to you, I feel like you are very captivating, is the word that came to my mind, and like people love to talk to you. Like, they feel like you give good advice, and yeah. So home, I do feel like this is bringing about a new home, and I keep seeing this really big house in my head, um in my favorite place in the world, and well, my favorite place in the world right now. Uh, and it's just really big, and there's a bunch of creative people who just live in this house, and they all live almost freely because of what each person has to offer in the house. Don't let that go over your head. There's a bunch of people in the community who want to just do like easy living, you know, live off the land kind of energy. It's so doable, especially when you have your own outside community. Like, so if you're scared of people and shit like that, like, of course, use your discernment, always trust your gut, etc., etc., etc. But like, yes, it's gonna require you to people. I know. It's scary. It's okay. Don't write people off right away. You know? I've been feeling the energy a lot lately to have to like prove myself to people, because people are looking at me like, who the fuck is this bitch? Like, she dresses like this, she talks like this, she seems very focused on how she looks and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you guys talk about people judging people, yet you're judging me. And it's like, oh, am I triggering something inside of you that you may need to heal within yourself? That's okay, we can talk about it together. But it's just interesting, and it's kind of made me want to just be more of myself, and like, you know what, fuck it, this is who I am, this is how I am. I'm not gonna hide it, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, I'm not gonna come up with a cookie cutter version of myself that I need to display to you guys to get you to understand my messages. Like, because I'm not all good and I'm not all bad. I have a very balanced existence with my shadow and my higher self, and I feed both sides equally, healthily. And that's just what it is. Like, just kind of what it is. But the Knight of Swords is here. I feel like you guys relate with that too. Stepping out of the energy of giving a fuck what people say about you or how they perceive you, and just being exactly who it is and how it is that you want to be. Period. Because whoever don't understand it, they don't got to. They don't got to. You get paid absolutely no money to mind my motherfucking business. Think about that, and then think about how much money it is that you need, and realign your views. Okay, anyways, this is a spicy reading. I feel like because the passion is being stirred. Like, once you get passionate about something, that's when, you know, those feelings, like, I'm passionate about what I do. I'm happy that I'm doing it. I'm happy that the collective is finally getting blessed. Like, it's been a really fucking long, hard journey, and I feel like we've come so far, and to pull people out of the mud and bring them up is like nice. It's just about communication. Anyways, Knight of Swords and the Chariot is here, so there definitely is communication that's coming in. Somebody is coming in to communicate with you passionately, abruptly, and consecutively. What? Concisely. Somebody's gonna make plans with you. They're gonna be like, I need you to meet me here at approximately. They're gonna be like really funny and corny. I feel like it's cute though. But it's just action being taken. There's the Three of Cups here. Also, I do see like a woman community also being formed, like a new community of women that's being formed, based solely off of wanting to be together and communicate, or be there for one another. I feel like a support system. So this definitely goes back into the oracle cards with the creating the community, and this is like, I feel like the Chariot is the authority figure. There's news. So communication. You got the Page of Swords. Should I reshuffle? I'm gonna reshuffle. because that was a little difficult. Let me see, guys. Okay, judgment. We got judgment card right here, guys. And we got the Eight of Pentacles, working on something. This is your, okay, so I do see multiple scenarios where a group of people are judging your work. Maybe this is to add you to a community of people. Maybe they want you to bring your services or something along with you, or maybe just even share your story. And then I also see that, you know, the work that you've put in to build a community, whatever endeavor it is that you've been taking part of, I do see there being a celebration coming because of the hard work that has been put into something. So I do see communication coming in about something that is successfully going on within a work situation or something that you have been working on. I do feel like this is your angels bringing this in for you to help propel you forward and get you out of this position of where you were, the Four of Cups, because the Four of Cups, there's just a lot of overthinking and maybe even a little bit of regret about how the past went and like things of that nature, and it just started to become a cycle of you thinking about the same things and not really putting yourself in new environments to make new memories to get yourself out of the energy that you're in. Because when you start like walking the path, God, I don't know why that came out like that, but you start walking a little bit differently, right? And I feel like there's a lack of people acknowledging their shadow and incorporating their shadow into their existence with their higher selves. And I feel like, yes, bitch, cheat day essential. I just literally went a whole week of eating trash food after a whole week of cleansing, eating healthy, and then fasting. Like, now I'm about to fast and go back to eating healthy. Like, you see, like, there's a balance in everything that it is that you do. I don't really think the journey is about starving yourself, but there comes points in your journey where, yes, it's about starving yourself. Like, yes, I've been there, starving, sun, eating, absorbing, and lots of grounding and meditation and weed smoking, like drinking water, like completely just flush all the time. So yeah, everything is essential, everything has its day, its time, its night, its hour, boom bam, and a third. So you got the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles here. This is the energy that you are currently in. Your energy is there. Your outer reality may not reflect that right now, but you're getting brought into that energy so that when you get put into this space, you are healed and you're where you need to be in order for you to make this thing pop off the way that you're going to make this thing pop off. And I feel like that's why you were chosen, that's why you were selected, that's why everything has been designed to be the way that it is for you. So acknowledge that. Thank you, guys. This is my TED Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really about to start a podcast because I have so much to say. I have so much to say. I'm starting a podcast, y'all. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be like a spiritual podcast that's based in the reality of it's focused on bringing overlapping the layers of the 3D and the 5D and making people see the layers, because when people are painted a picture, it's easier for them to follow. You feel me? I feel you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up because I'm trying to go up in the algorithm. I want to get I was gonna say sponsored, so maybe a sponsorship is coming for some of y'all. I'm definitely, sponsor me, especially if you have natural face products. Anybody that has like sea moss face products, definitely sponsor me. But I want to, what the fuck was I saying? Damn, it slipped my mind that fast. That's crazy. Oh, like the video because I want to get monetized so I can start doing lives with you guys, because I'm definitely, I don't know, I want the interactive experience. I think I'm going to start going live on Twitch. And I do go live on Live Me. I don't know if you guys have heard of that site, but if you want that information, definitely let me know and I'll send it to you. But yeah, like the video, comment on it if you want to, if you feel called to. Share it if you think somebody would resonate with the content, or if you think this video is just good enough to be seen by others. And definitely subscribe, because we're at 26 subscribers. I'm turning 26 this year. 8 is my life path number. Let's go. It's the synchronicities for me. Bye guys, see you later.